if you average out the View hosts, among the dumbest people on television.
I think Sonny's dumb. Is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out.
All right, buckle up because this story is rocking the media world to its core. And believe me, you'll want to hear every word. First, Lady Melania Trump has just dropped a legal bombshell, launching a jaw-dropping $100 million lawsuit against the hosts of The View. That's right, $100 million on the line. Interview.
As you may heard, I filed a few lawsuits, and I'm in the court now because they accuse me of doing stuff that I never did in my life, and they wrote lies, and I will not allow that. I will fight till the end because I don't want that they damage my reputation and my name.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
This legal showdown is nothing short of sensational, already sending shockwaves through TV networks, courtrooms, and social media feeds alike. And now everyone's asking the same fiery question. What set off this explosive legal clash? Let's dive into the details. Here's what we know so far. The lawsuit traces back to a recent episode of The View where the hosts unleashed a barrage of comments about Melania Trump. Comments that lit up the airwaves and quickly ignited controversy. Broadcast live to millions. The remarks were sharp, deeply personal, and in the eyes of many, inflammatory enough to trigger this extraordinary legal escalation. During the segment, the conversation veered toward Melania's tenure as First Lady, and the gloves came off. One host didn't hold back, bluntly questioning whether Melania ever truly embraced her role, even suggesting she seemed disengaged and reluctant throughout her time in the White House.
Doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
Allegedly.
And she does.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know all this.
Allegedly. That's why I say allegedly.
The conversation veered sharply into bold speculation about Melania Trump's personal life, zeroing in on her marriage to President Donald Trump. The host suggested, not so subtly, that Melania might not even like her husband, tossing out provocative theories about their relationship. And just when it seemed they couldn't stir more controversy, they dove into her White House years, targeting her redecoration projects, questioning her taste, and even criticizing her take on treasured traditions like Christmas. The result, a scathing portrait of a First Lady they portrayed as distant, discontented, and disconnected from her role. Naturally, Melania Trump wasn't going to let it slide. Known for fiercely guarding her privacy and image, she's now hitting back with a vengeance. In a high-stakes lawsuit, she's accusing The View of crossing the line from opinion into defamation, one that she believes tarnished her reputation and went far beyond the bounds of fair commentary. With $100 million at stake, this is no petty feud. It's quickly evolving into a headline-grabbing showdown that could reshape the limits of free speech on daytime television and force a national conversation about how far is too far when it comes to critiquing public figures. Melania is not sitting this one out. She's coming out swinging, filing a defamation suit that charges the hosts with not just being wrong, but with causing real reputational harm. To her, this isn't just about being offended. It's about defending her name, her dignity, and what she views as a deeply personal attack. She's drawn her line in the sand, and she's taking the fight to court. But the spotlight suddenly got even hotter. Enter Joe Rogan. Unfiltered, unapologetic, and never one to dodge a fight. On his podcast, Rogan unloaded on The View, slamming the show for what he called outrageous hypocrisy. He reminded his audience of a not-so-distant past when the Trumps were guests on the very same set met with applause, hugs, and glowing smiles. Now, that same stage has become a platform for relentless takedowns. Rogan didn't hold back, and his commentary added fuel to a fire that's already threatening to explode. Rogan didn't hold back, blasting the whole situation as a deliberate narrative flip fueled more by politics than principle. And he wasn't finished. He took direct aim at The View itself, accusing the show of chasing ratings through shock value rather than offering any meaningful dialogue. With his trademark bluntness, Rogan cracked, if you average out the IQ of the hosts on The View, you might still struggle to hit triple digits. Brutal. But his fans loved it. Social media lit up with supporters echoing his sentiments and critics jumping into the fray. But why does any of this matter? Strip away the celebrity drama and you're left with a pivotal legal battle that could have real consequences for how public discourse works in America. The core issue is free speech. How far can talk shows go when discussing public figures? If Melania wins, it could draw a new line in the sand. One that forces programs like The View to rethink how they handle hot-button commentary and personal attacks. This isn't just about one lawsuit. It's about precedent, power, and the future of televised opinion. Of course, The View is no stranger to controversy. The show practically runs on fiery exchanges and divisive takes, but this time the stakes are different. This isn't just a cringeworthy segment or a PR mishap. It's a $100 million defamation suit from a former First Lady, a legal bombshell with serious implications for both sides. This isn't just television drama. It's courtroom drama with national attention. And timing is everything. As Melania launches this legal battle, Donald Trump is once again making headlines for his political maneuvers and ongoing controversies. The Trump family remains firmly planted in the center of America's cultural and political spotlight. Melania's lawsuit doesn't just add to that. It cuts through the noise with a sharp personal strike that demands attention. Naturally, some are wondering if there's more to this than meets the eye. Is Melania seizing the moment to reclaim a media narrative that's largely centered on her husband? Is this a strategic move or simply a reaction to years of scrutiny and ridicule? Whatever the motive, one thing's clear. This story is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. And to truly understand why it's become such a flashpoint, let's revisit the remark that set it all off. During the infamous segment, one View host didn't just imply marital tension. She flat out claimed that Melania hates Donald Trump and doesn't even want to live in the same house. That kind of assertion wasn't just bold, it was jaw-dropping. Viewers were stunned, critics were outraged, and the internet lit up with disbelief. It was one of those moments you replay just to be sure you heard it right. And that's exactly what makes it so explosive. What's especially striking is how fast Melania moved. Most public figures tend to brush off these kinds of jabs. Maybe release a carefully worded statement and let the news cycle move on. But Melania, she's not playing that game. She's going Allen. No half measures, no silence, just a full-throttle legal strike that says loud and clear, this crossed a line. By filing this lawsuit, Melania isn't chasing an apology or begging for a retraction. She's demanding real consequences. This isn't just about protecting her image. It's about changing the rules. She's putting her foot down and declaring what should and shouldn't be tolerated in public discourse. This is a message to the media world. If you take shots that go too far, expect to be held accountable. And she's not looking for headlines or momentary vindication. With $100 million on the table, this is a serious legal fight with lasting implications. Melania is making it crystal clear. The damage wasn't theoretical. It was real. This isn't a reaction to a bad opinion or a viral clip. This is about long-term harm to her name, her dignity, and the way she's viewed by the world. There's nothing performative about this. It's calculated. It's determined. And it's personal. So, what does that mean for the rest of us? It raises tough, necessary questions. Where do we draw the line between free speech and character assassination? At what point does a talk show take go from edgy to reckless? These aren't just media ethics hypotheticals anymore. This case could be the one that draws the boundary and redraws the map of what's fair game. In a time when every statement can be screenshotted, clipped, and shared in seconds, this lawsuit is bigger than Melania or The View. It could set the bar for how public commentary is judged moving forward. The ripple effect's huge for networks, hosts, journalists, even social media influencers. As this legal drama unfolds, the pressure is mounting. Melania Trump's $100 million lawsuit isn't some celebrity feud. It's a potential landmark in how we talk about people in the spotlight. This could be the moment that redefines the rules of engagement for everyone with a microphone, a camera, or an audience. At its heart, this isn't about bruised egos. It's about standing up to what she sees as a smear campaign and making it clear that even the most public figures deserve a baseline of respect and truth. With this lawsuit, Melania isn't just defending her past. She's fighting to control her future. For The View, it's a moment of reckoning. The show thrives on hot takes, sharp debates, and viral moments. But now it has to reckon with the weight of its words. This isn't just about entertainment anymore. It's about legal boundaries, public trust, and the growing responsibility that comes with holding a platform that speaks to millions. This lawsuit is a wake-up call not just to the show's producers, but to an entire industry that trades in commentary, speculation, and controversy. The message is loud and clear. The era of saying whatever you want with no consequences may be coming to an end. The ripple effects of this lawsuit stretch far beyond just Melania Trump and The View. At the heart of it lies a set of urgent, unavoidable questions for all of us. What's truly fair game when talking about public figures? Where does sharp commentary end and defamation begin? And in a media landscape dominated by split-second headlines and ever-shifting narratives, how do we strike a balance between honest conversations and real accountability? Then there's the jaw-dropping number at the center of this storm, $100 million. That figure alone turns heads and underscores just how serious and high-stakes this legal fight really is. If Melania's legal team wins, it could send shockwaves through the industry. Media outlets across the board, talk shows, newsrooms, podcasts, and even influencers might suddenly find themselves rethinking how they talk about personal lives, marriages, and behind-the-scenes dynamics of public figures. And even though the case is still unfolding, its impact is already being felt. The very act of filing this lawsuit has ignited a firestorm of debate around media responsibility, ethical boundaries, and the real-world consequences of words said in the moment, but remembered forever. So, what happens next? Could we see a massive settlement, a public apology from The View? Or will this case spiral into a long, drawn-out legal showdown that drags on for months with no clear resolution in sight? The answers aren't here yet. But one thing's clear. This isn't just another news story. It's the start of a reckoning that's only just beginning. Now, before we wrap, we want to hear from you. Do you think Melania's lawsuit is justified, or is it an overblown response to daytime drama? What does this case mean for the future of media and public discourse? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're reading everyone. And if you found this breakdown valuable, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the headlines that shape our world. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll catch you in the next.